Hello beer tubers and welcome to another beer review with me, Peter, the master of hoppets. Today doing some more Schlenkerla beer, something I'm really excited about, some more beer from Brauerei. Always excited when it's Schlenkerla time because Schlenkerla is one of my favorite breweries, or Brauerei is. I just love their stuff. It's a Bamberg tradition and they just do things to a T, and they do things historically, and they know what they do. It's smoky beers in different ways, although they do have the Helles. It's also a bit smoky still because they reuse yeast. But what's really interesting is that they just opened I think it's a restaurant or something like that, called something with Gaza, when they started a Konrad Gaza line of beers, which is one of the family members of the families that's been running Schlenkerla over the years. He's related to Matthias Trom. And in recipe books, they have recipes for pils, I think Helles Keller beer, a few different classical styles that are not smoked that they brew for that place. I think it's draft only, but that's really cool. I want to try that. Next time in Bamberg, I need to visit because I'd love to see a Brauerei twist on beers like that, because I don't think that they've done Stiftgarten's beer, which was not smoked, I think. They've done the Heinz line. They're also not smoked. So they've already been playing around with making non-smoky beers, but the big thing with Schlenkerla, it has to be historic and it has to be founded in tradition. So especially the tradition of the brewery. That's a big thing for them. But they've really been modernizing so much the last few years with all these new beers, unfiltered beers and stuff. And I think it's really cool. More power to them. Exploring more styles, doing more styles as Rauchbiers. I fucking love it. So today we're trying this very special beer made for the Rauchbier Bewahrungstag, which is the day of smoked beer preservation that they host at Schlenkerla every year, which is a day where they release a very special unfiltered version of their the Märzen, but they also often started last year, they premiered another new beer. And I think either it was Erle, the Schwarzbier, or it was Weichsel, the Rotbier. It was one of the two that they premiered last year. But this year, they premiered the Aecht Schlenkerla Helles Märzen. A Märzen brewed with 100% smoked malt. That they smoke themselves, as it says here on the back. A light smoked malt, they say. So, as far as I can gather on information and whatnot, this is basically Schlenkerla's smoked malt, which is similar to a Munich malt that's smoked. In the regular Märzen, they adjust with some specialty malts for flavor and color, and to get, I guess, also something about a similar product, because they have their batch variation with the smoke sometimes in the color of the malt. So to dial in everything, they give some other additions to the recipe. So this is, I guess, almost a little bit like, it's a Märzen because it's also stronger and whatnot, and darker. But I guess it's maybe a little bit equivalent, I'd imagine, to either the Märzen from Spezial or the Lagerbier. The Lagerbier is lower strength, but the Märzen they make is also lighter in color, I think. But yeah, Spezial is also fantastic. Those are like the best. The two, number one, and the two only Rauchbier makers in Germany that still smoke their own malt. So let's just dive in here to the Helles Märzen. I'm so excited. And funny enough, I saw fellow Danish beer blogger Torbias drinking this today, and he loved it. So I'm thinking I'm going to love it. So pours a gorgeous, lightly hazy amber color in the glass, much paler than the classic Märzen from Schlenkerla, but not that hill. But it makes sense in correlation to the regular Märzen from them. It actually looks a lot more like classic Märzens, actually. So yeah, really nice amber hued beer. It's got a tan head that was frothy and pillowy, poured out so nice with the great glazing. Let's check out the aroma on the Helles Märzen. That's also unfiltered from Schlenkerla stroke Brauerei. Oh, that smells really good. What's really fun is this also, like when they release these beers, both this, the unfiltered Helles, also the Grodziska they did with the Polish brewery, Pinta. They're selling really fast. I got this on their web shop and got that to Denmark. A proxy, someone who lives in Germany, so we could get it here, because they used to ship to Denmark, but not anymore because of stupid regulations in Denmark. So I'm lucky to get it, and it smells divine. It's really, really bready and really smoky. It's much more it feels less hefty. It feels more drinkable and less hefty than the normal Märzen. But yeah, it's really bright aromatic smoke. It's very bacony, it's very hammy, sausagey. It's like all the smoked cured pork meats. That's really what you get. A subtle hopping underneath, slightly grassy, maybe even floral notes. And what's really interesting is actually Schlenkerla's Märzen, the regular one. I think it's like 40 IBUs. It's quite heavily bittered and hopped. And I think it's to balance the sweetness and smoke in the beer. Rich, bready Munich hefty maltiness, rustic countryside loaves, hazelnut loaves, type of stuff. Like really rustic breadiness. It really smells like, it really reminds me of the character I get of Spezial a little bit, actually. This may be more intense on smoke, which is one of the things with Schlenkerla. It's like really blasting your face with smoke, but it's not too much. It's good smoke, not acrid. Let's try it. Cheers. I'm gonna go in for another. Oh, that's really nice. I'm trying to wrap my head around things here because it's super drinkable, like sessionable, crazy sessionable. But I heard from some people saying this is more smoky than the normal version. And I've heard people saying the opposite. And I feel like it might be a little less smoky in profile than what I remember. I'm not sure. It's like really fresh. It's a fresh release. They released it like a little more than a month ago only. So it's, not by any means a old beer. It is quite smoky. But regular Schlenkerla has some more toasty and sharp vibes. The Märzen. This is much more bready, much more rich bready malt. Melanoidiny richness to it. Decoction mash type flavors. Rich breadiness, toasty breadiness. It's those really rustic breads, countryside loaves. It has grassy and peppery bitterness that bites a little bit on the back end without being too much. Dry yet full mouthfeel. It's really full bodied too, which is one of the big things with, I think, a lot of the Schlenkerla beers. They're quite full bodied, the darker ones, especially for the ABVs. And then it's a meaty smoke, but also quite nutty compared to Schlenkerla's Märzen as well. I think maybe a bit more nutty. That toasted hazelnut loaf kind of thing really shines. It's like the breadiness in this is like when you go to a craft or artisanal bakery and you get these more rustic, maybe sourdoughs or something like that. The breadiness on it is a little bit like that. But then with all that hammy, bacony, sausagey smoke, it's actually quite hammy. But it would be interesting to see how this compares to the classic. So I came prepared. We had to do this. We had to compare. So we got a bottle of Schlenkerla's normal Märzen. I'm not using a Schlenkerla gas though, but I just wanted to compare. So I got this on Beer Dome. So shout out to Beer Dome. Beer Dome on the regs, like a couple times a year, they get Schlenkerla and German beers. So if you want to drink it and you can't find Schlenkerla in your area, which is absurd, you can get it on Beer Dome. And it's really interesting. I think smoke beer is starting to get a little bit of a revitalization. There's more people getting into it. I see more bloggers talk about it and preach about it, which is amazing. We need that. It's one of my favorite styles. So let's pour this one on camera. This is, when this is, you can instantly see the color difference. When this is on point, this is a 95 all day. This is not as fresh as the Unfiltered. Unfiltered the Helles, and it's also filtered, which is the big difference. And it's interesting. This is an export label because it's in English. 5.1%, same ABV as well. Interesting, but you can instantly see it, kind of see it on camera. Look at the color difference. This is much darker. I mean, you can totally see a difference. This is looks like a Märzen, and this is like It's almost got like a reddish hue or almost like dark brown. This almost looks like a Munich Dunkel in some ways because it's really dark compared to the Hill. Very different colors. Let's just try here and see how different they are. This is really exciting. So this is not as fresh at all. This is packaged quite a few months ago, but that's how it is sometimes with beers like this. Definitely, that one is more smoky. So I remembered incorrectly. Whoa, you really see it now. I think it's the mood and setting, and like when smoke goes like this. It's so fun to drink vintage Schlenkerlas because it's so up and down. It's the same here. Like, it's definitely smoky, and then you put your nose in this. Bam! Meat. And I can vouch for this as well with using smoked malt in some stouts and stuff. Fresh smoked malt is super intense. Like, it has so much vibrancy. Fuck, this smells amazing. Also, now that there's more room in the glass, you can really get that rich, bready smokiness. It's funny, it took opening the regular for me to get more excited about the header. So this has like slight chocolatey vibes. It has char, a little bit of barbecue bark, actually. There's definitely more dark malt going on. It smells really good too, though. Let's try the regular. Märzen. Really interesting. It seems more hefty. So even more full-bodied. And then it has almost like chocolatey notes. A heavier nuttiness. And barbecue burn end type flavor, but the smoke is lighter. This, like, man, this is just with the smoke right now. Wow, I did not expect such a vast difference drinking them side by side. What would have been best would be to have beers that were the same age, but we can't do that today. Thanks so much to Beer Dome, though, for the beer. Amazing that you guys got it just in time for me getting this. Yeah, it would be nice to see these kind of beers on Beer Dome, but I think these unfiltered limited editions, a few of them, they did not really sell much outside of a few select Franconian web shops and then the brewery's own web shop. I've definitely had Schlenkerla's Märzen in better condition than this. It seems extremely nutty and chocolatey compared to this one now. It's still a great beer. But I think I've liked it in other iterations more. Maybe that's a freshness thing. But right now, this, man, I'm loving this the more I'm drinking it. See, that's the magic also with some of the beers like this. It was the same with Schlenkerla's Unfiltered Helles. The more I drank it, the more I got into it. I'm so happy I have another bottle of this. Sucks I only have one more. Because this is, you can also feel like you're going to get more into this the more you drink it. It's just like so wafting with smokiness. Man, I love it. You gotta be into smoke. Gotta be into smoke. And you're gonna learn it. Smoke is amazing. Smoke just brings these amazing layers of flavors. What's really unique with the Schlenkerla smoke profile, it's the barbecue meat, and it's the wood, the beech wood they use. But now again, playing around with different woods, which I just like, I love. It's a dream scenario for a smoke beer fanatic like me. So this has been going on for too long. I'm sorry, but I hope you guys love this experiment. Comparing these in terms of a grade. For the Helles Märzen, I'm going to give it a 95. It also has a little bit of this juicy smoke profile, which I've only gotten in 100% smoked malt beers from Bamberg that are quite fresh. This and Spezial. And I think even in this you don't get it because you have the dark malt. So when you just go all smoked malt, there's a weird juicy meatiness about it, like a juicy smokiness. I sometimes get that vibrancy of fresh malt in lagers from Franconia. You get this juicy, vibrant maltiness, like it just springs to you. And it sounds weird to say juicy about a malt. So maybe vibrant is better. But I think it actually really suits the smoky malt because it's more like a juicy meat. Another standard from Schlenkerla, one of the best breweries in the world, in my mind. So get some Helles Märzen while you can't. It's sold out everywhere. So you gotta come steal mine. My last bottle. But you need to try and see if you can scour some of this because it's amazing, especially if you're a Rauchbier fanatic. So if you guys were lucky enough to try the Helles Märzen already from Schlenkerla, let me know what you thought of it. And great for the regular one, and thanks to Beer Dome for the regular one. Link down below, of course. They have Schlenkerla at the moment right now. I think it's maybe 93.4. I don't think it's in as good condition as when I've had it previously. Although it's really good. Maybe it's like 94. But when it's on point, it's also 95. So, but if you guys had these, let me know. As always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page, and Twitter, and Instagram, and all that social media jazz. And I'm going to say cheers and some delicious Rauchbier. And see you guys in another beer review.